So, if you like wine, cheese, baguettes, stay tuned for a diplomatic look at the diplomat. Super pumped to sit down with you. First time at Lake Ronix in the States. Really good to get to know you, hang out. Really fun to get you or watch you shred. You and your bro have been killing it. And yeah, man, just really pumped for this conversation. Pumped to get to know you a little bit better. Pumped to hear some stories, find some things out. So yeah, let's bring it back. Let's start at the very beginning. How'd you get into water sports in France?
Yeah, I started with my dad when I was 10, something like this. We were living next to Paris, and one day my dad figured out that we had a cable just 1 kilometer away from my home. So yeah, as soon as he saw that, he straight wanted to try, and he started to go with his friend every Sunday. And yeah, I don't know. One day he was like, "Oh, maybe you want to try too." And yeah, as soon as I tried for the first time, I fall in love with it. So yeah, since that I've been riding every day.
And what cable was that?
Oh, Sergi Cable Park. I don't know if you guys know. It's one cable, just like 40 kilometers from Paris, something like this. Pretty big cable.
Is that a spot you still ride?
No. Now I moved to Toulouse, south of France.
Okay.
To La Source Wake Park. It's one of the craziest parks we have in France for sure. But
yeah, I've definitely seen a lot of clips of you there, and a lot of really cool stuff go down at that park.
Yeah, for sure. The owner of the cable there is really motivated to always like create new features and stuff. Really love to build everything out of metal and stuff like this. So yeah, it's really sick.
Very cool. Very cool. When you first started riding, like, is it something that you like right off the bat were like, okay, this is what I want to do, or is it something that like just gradually happened? I mean, because you and your brother both ride. It sounds like your dad was into it. It was like your whole family got into it at one time, and it just kind of progressed.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, where I started on a cable that was owned by the city, and so this cable had a lot of shitty rules. And when my dad started wakeboarding, I was 8 years old, and people under 10 years old couldn't ride. So at first I had to see my dad riding every day.
Oh, wow.
For 2 years, and my dream was to wakeboard. So yeah, as soon as I had the chance to finally turn 10 years old, yeah.
So you're saying for 2 full years you went to the cable park and could only watch your dad ride?
Exactly, yeah.
So this whole time you're like, man, my dad's shredding.
Yeah.
I need to get out there.
Exactly. And it was exactly the same for my brother. Like, after I started wakeboarding, I really fall in love with it and started to go almost every day after school. And then my brother also started like watching at me, already could do like every tricks on the trampoline, do like pitros and stuff, but without being able to go ride. And yeah, another cable just opened like, I don't know, 1 hour away from this house. And this cable allowed Cam to ride for the first time.
So when you first started riding, and forgive me, but I don't really know the time frame of when you were that age. Was it already when cables started having rails and kickers and that, or was it more air trick based still?
Yeah. The first year, so it was in 2010.
Okay.
We had like 2 obstacles, and yeah, that's it. So yeah, it was pretty much only air tricks.
Right. But you got really good at hitting those 2 obstacles.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, yeah, no. People was giving me shit to being a pussy not trying air tricks. Yeah, I had to pretty quick.
That's awesome. Yeah. When did you start kind of traveling like the European scene and like kind of, broadening your wakeboarding horizons and like doing contests and filming video parts and kind of, step out of just riding with your dad and make it a bigger than just a family activity? When did you like branch out?
I think it started in 2014. So we had a little club at my home cable who likes to bring like young kids like us, and bring us to like our first contest and stuff like this. And for the first time, I went to the French Championships, where I did second or second, I think.
Cool.
And then from that, the French Federation proposed me to come in the French team to train.
Oh,
So,
very cool.
yeah, and this is what kind of brought me outside of my cable, like with that, I had the chance to be like taken in the French team to go in the European Championships, World Championships, IWWF. And yeah, I think this is how it started, kind of.
Right on, right on. How old are you now?
23.
23. Oh, you're a young buck.
Yeah, still.
You got a lot. Right on. So, like, being 23, from like, I've, this trip to the States is the first time we've got to meet in person. We've been, talking through social media and WhatsApp and communicating for the last, 2 years or so. So, like, being 23, what got you like into, I know for sure you're into vans.
Yeah.
In Europe, traveling around. You got some, I've seen really cool photos and videos of your whole setup, moving around, surfing, tattoos. You have a pretty broad artistic lifestyle that you portray through social media, and obviously not just portraying, that's what you're truly living. What got you into all like these different art forms that obviously, and tying it into your board, The Diplomat, you did all the hand drawing artwork for that. What got you there?
I don't know. I would say it's probably because of my family again. Like my parents, for example, make us choose an instrument when
Oh,
we were
very
young.
cool.
So we've been like my sister, me and Cam been to a school music. Like we didn't have the choice. Like when we turned like 5 years old, they were like, okay, now you're going to this school.
I love that.
What's the instrument you want? And at first I started with accordion. My parents was surprised, but yeah. And then
Can you still rip an accordion?
yeah,
Oh,
just
dude, that's
fun.
amazing.
But yeah, like my parents was always in a kind of a artistic mood.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they make us do music. Then yeah, my grandfather was also a pretty good drawer, so it kind of teach me also. And my sister now, like she have been studying for a few years. The how do you say in English when you like make dress and stuff like for cinema and stuff like this.
Oh, she's like a
Costumer.
a costume design?
Yeah, costume
Yeah,
designer.
very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's in.
Oh, so she can draw really good too. 'Cause,
Yeah, sure.
They draw all those out in their designs, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
very cool.
Yeah.
So you come from a very artistic, talented family.
Yeah, I think yes.
Yeah. And also, Dom was telling the story the other day when we were out at the bi-level about you when he came and visited your family.
Yeah.
And you guys were at the dinner table and broke out the instruments and then had a full-out jam.
Yeah, true.
So like at like family gatherings and stuff, you guys have a nice dinner, have some drinks, and then the music comes out.
Yeah, most of the time after a couple drinks, this is how it turns. My
love
dad
that.
used to really like jamming with his friends, and he kind of teach me that too. So yeah, like it happens a lot. Yeah.
Right. So from accordion, you went to guitar, right?
Yeah, from accordion, I did that 2 years. Then I went to the conservatory. I don't know.
Conservatory, yeah?
Yeah, and there were not accordion there, so I turned to piano for 7 years,
Oh, very cool.
and then on the side at the same time I was also doing guitar with my dad, and yeah, just stopped piano. And
So if you can play piano, you know music.
yeah,
You can
I
read-
know to read.
You can read sheet music and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Very cool.
I don't know if I still remember like
Right.
right, but
But yeah, that's very cool.
yeah.
So obviously, drawings in your family. Your sister is an artist, a very good drawer. What got you into doing tattoos? And I see like in videos, and I see like you designing tattoos, and then I see you giving tattoos. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I always wanted to try that, and again, I would say it's because of my dad. I'm really close with my dad.
yeah, that's awesome.
And my dad used to have a really, really shitty tattoo in the back. I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the bulldog from Amsterdam. The coffee shop of Amsterdam.
Okay, very cool.
So yeah, he got this shitty tattoo on his back, and one day he came to me and was like, "Oh, Jules, you're doing good. Like, have you ever thought about tattooing? Because that would really help. You could probably cover my back.
So he wanted you to tattoo so you could
Exactly,
you could get him a tat.
Yeah, and he offered me for my birthday a tattoo machine without even I was even asking for it, you know. And yeah, like I had it, so I was like, yeah, let's give it a try, you know. And this is how I kind of started.
So you tattooed yourself first.
Yeah. I tattoo myself first, and yeah, to do that you need also some really good friends. I mean,
I was
really
gonna
good friends
I
that
was
trust
gonna
in you.
gonna say, can you tell what was like so the first time like you did some practicing on yourself. What was it like the first time you tattooed someone else?
I don't know. That was on Xavier, a friend of mine. But yeah, for at first I used to go to the butcher and ask for some little like skin, pork skin, you know.
Oh wow, so you
Yeah,
practiced on skin,
yeah,
like pork skin
yeah, pork
first?
skin first, yeah. And I mean, I'm still not a tattoo artist. I'm not really like good at it. I just like to do it as a hobby, you know. But
I mean all the tats that I've seen like you do on yourself and I mean other people that like, your line work is super. I mean, look,
yeah, I mean,
for your whole style, like I like what's that style called? Like that you're like it's kind of like almost like old like not sailor tats or I mean it's
yeah,
line work. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know a lot
I
about
like
tats, but
I don't know. Yeah,
it's definitely a
I
specific
like few
style.
stuff, you know, like comics. I like also like in the tattoo, for example, like American traditional stuff like this. So
That's what I think it's called, American
yeah,
traditional.
exactly. But it's what I do most of the time is not the real traditional, you know, American. Like American traditional get a lot of rules which are really precise, and what I do is just yeah, just play around with my what I
So,
think.
so within certain styles of tattooing, there's like rules that to keep it a style.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's people who are really into it would tell you like if you do Japanese or like American style, like there's a lot of things to do and it's really precise. Yeah, for sure. Like even the machine you're using to do it, you
No.
know, it's a whole world.
What was the inspiration for the crab graphic with the little octopus tentacle on there?
I don't really know. I don't know. It's just like when I'm drawing, I kind of like to like I don't know. For example, I would say, okay, now I just start on the sea, and then I will start to draw some fishes, crabs, stuff like this, you know. And not long ago, before I draw that, I did a crab also on one of my friend Xavier, the owner of my home cable.
Oh, cool.
So I did him a crab, not this one for sure, but I don't know. At this time, I was on the kind of sea mood, marine, you know, and I
Yeah,
was drawing a lot of stuff like this. So yeah, I think this is how the idea came.
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Let's talk about so you're obviously a Red Bull athlete. Um, where did you come up with the concept for the that one really big Red Bull edit that was like kind of based? Was it the Tour de France one?
Yeah, the French tour, yeah.
The French, yeah, that was so cool. Where you're
Yeah,
just, I mean, you're literally just going across countryside. I mean, like
yeah.
really just a creative look on where you can take wakeboarding and what wakeboarding really even consists of these days.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, where did that all come from?
I don't really know. Like I've been watching a video just of someone doing that on BMX, Mathias Dandois, and he did also a video where he's kind of doing a French tour also, but in BMX, and I don't know. I just imagine that it could be also possible in wakeboarding, and yeah, I think like winch for sure like could like work for I don't know. Sorry.
No, all good,
Uh,
all good. I mean, so was that something that like all those different spots, like I know how like obviously a lot of friends ride for Red Bull and I know how like some of the process of like their projects work. Did you go and scout all those areas first and kind of have a shot list of locations that you wanted to check off the list or
yeah. What we did to organize the project, at first we like started to check that all the spots and like all the spots like to ride, and then after we kind of started to make a list and see like what's the most beautiful places in France, you know, and then
Mhm.
yeah, we did kind of like a ride spot, then kind of beautiful spots list, you know, and then yeah, mixed everything. But yeah, like I think it's kind of nice also to like in Winch Edit to not only show the like all the only on not only
The technical aspect.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think most of the people doesn't really understand sometimes. When you have only like art tricks and stuff like this. I mean, it's sick, but
But it
if
doesn't
most
really
of the people
transpose
wants to,
to
yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Like you see, for example, in kitesurf or like in surf, there's always like a lot of shots around also that see how the place where they are
Right.
sick.
That
So
can kind of connect a culture or a more of a feeling and a vibe that
exactly.
people can associate with
Yeah,
and
yeah,
kind of be drawn
yeah,
into.
yeah. And in wake skating, for example, they're doing it really sick too. Like
Yeah.
we see Water Monster and stuff like
Hmm.
this. Every time they release movie, you can really see the whole vibe they have around.
Right. It's just not
Yeah,
trick after trick after trick after
exactly.
trick.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
enveloping a vibe that goes around the lifestyle, and also like you were saying, I really like how when you're explaining your shot list, how you had like the technical spots for riding, and then you had
hmm
shots that showed the beauty of like
yeah,
the
yeah,
French countryside and like
yeah, yeah,
France.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's cool to incorporate that in
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think? What's your being in the States and being at Lake Ronix? What do you think of the bi-level? So how's your experience been in the States so far?
Really sick. I love the chipotle, your burgers, everything.
Chipotle, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I really love being here. I mean, it's for first time for sure. Like when Dom showed me the area, I was like, wow, like I never imagined that this place would be so big and how the pool gap would be so sick. So yeah, it's a pleasure being here and yeah, I hope it's not the last time I'm coming.
Oh no, definitely, definitely. Trust me, you're gonna be a staple every year here now. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm looking forward to it. Looking for I'm and you know what I'm looking forward to do like stuff that I've been talking with Dom about is I would love to for Ronix to do more European tour
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
do like maybe some sort of road tour and
hmm
you know
Yeah,
get some of our US guys over with you and Dom
yeah,
and
yeah.
get on the road over there.
Yeah, that would be sick too for sure. I mean, both is sick. I mean, here is also really sick too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
But
the cable scene in Europe is just so much bigger. Like there's the boat riding, wake surfing, all like, the most of the US
mhm.
is more boat riding based. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
There's a cable scene that's
yeah.
it's a little smaller. It's growing.
I think it's also because your country is kind of really big, so like all
Yeah,
the cables are far from each other, and
that's true. It's hard to create a scene
yeah,
around
yeah,
it.
yeah. And in Europe also, I don't know if I don't know if it's because of the rules we start to have, with gas and everything, or it's also because of I don't know, they just want to make the wakeboard more accessible to everyone, because
Right,
I mean, but it's kind of expensive too. So
right.
I don't know, but yeah, yeah, for sure in Europe now it's getting crazy.
What's your plans for this next year coming up for wakeboarding? I know you got a van project. You're working on a new van.
Yeah, I work on a new van. I have a lot of stuff to do. I already planned like all the contests we got, like Red Bull Wake 2L, Red Bull Wake the City, Valbad, and on the side I am also filming my athlete project this year on September,
Hmm.
which gonna happen at my home cable. So in all August I'm gonna have to build all the obstacle we need to do this project. September I'm
Is
filming
that
it.
a Red Bull project?
Yeah, yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
gonna be my real first athletes project.
Oh, cool. Oh, nice.
Yeah, so pretty hype about it. Pretty stressed too, but we'll see.
And
And
you're building all the obstacles for that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna build all the obstacle for that. For sure, we're gonna be helped by a lot of people, but and yeah, after Thailand and now hopefully Cam is gonna be out of school. So
Hmm.
this is his last year of school. So after we're gonna start, our plan is to start traveling together and try to make something out of both of us.
Yeah, 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 for
So
sure.
yeah, we'll see. First, he's gonna come in Thailand with me for a few months.
When you going to Thailand?
Probably gonna go in November or December, something like this. We'll see.
Yeah, when it's cold in France.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Very cool.
yeah,
What else like when you look at wakeboarding, like cable riding, winching, whatever, like what is it like? Like even like on the back bi level, when you're looking at what you want to do, what is it that like draws you to, like, last night when you put those corrugated sections down? Like, is that something you were looking at and going, that's like, that's what I want to do and this is how I want to hit it? Or like just kind of like your process of coming up, because like all your stuff like you do is like super clean and super flowy. And is that something that you're constantly thinking about when you're riding, or is it just something that like naturally happens?
No, I think this is something that I'm really thinking about. Like, I really kind of like all the press stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a type of fighting, but yeah, the things that push me the most for sure is the creative part and like how everything gotta be like perfectly locked in. I mean, I know I'm not like a crazy like guy that do like flips everywhere and stuff like this, but this
Yeah.
is kind of what I like the most, like try to be like as much precise as I can. So
Well, just like art and music, that's what makes wakeboarding, a beautiful thing, is that
yeah,
everything doesn't have to be exactly like someone else.
yeah,
And the more people that do things like other people, I feel like it takes away some of the magic. The best part about a sport like ours is being able to,
create your
be you on the water.
yeah, sure, sure. And I guess with winching and all the things now we have in wakeboarding, like this can only grow. So
Trust me, when I was riding and we were filming sessions, I remember, like, no joke, like, have you ever seen Pointless Incomplete?
yeah, yeah,
So like when we were filming that, like that was in 99 to 2001.
okay,
So I remember us having conversations. Man, would it be insane if we could, like, imagine having like a stair set, like that you could actually hit like a rail. Like that was stuff like we were dreaming about, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But now, like, the advancement, like so many different evolutions of the sports, and that, like, hitting, with Sessi Tex or winching or whatever, the accessibility of being able to
yeah,
do all this cool stuff. It's just for me, it's like, I get to sit back behind the lens and watch you guys do stuff. And why I love doing that is because it like reminds me of like
yeah,
us,
yeah.
and,
When
and
you're
like
younger and be like, "Fuck, that was
exactly.
my dream doing that."
And when
Yeah.
you guys do it, it's still like I get super stoked because I see it. I'm just like, man, it's just like such an extension of like
Is it
where.
not too much frustrating for you too? I don't know, being like, "Fuck, I should
No,
have been born."
no, no, I feel like you get to a certain point in your life, and I mean, I have a lot of fun foiling nowadays, and I still like to go out and
Yeah,
hit some rails and do stuff, but I feel like for me, I got to a point where being behind the lens was more rewarding, seeing all, the new era take
yeah,
wakeboarding from a place that, I mean, it's already been two eras since my era, so like
yeah,
to see the younger generation take what we brought
yeah,
to
yeah,
another
yeah,
level is very fulfilling
yeah,
to
yeah.
me. And so like seeing like you, your brother, and like, the Stuckies and like the twins and all these kids be able to push it, Ty,
Mm-hmm.
Mossies, like I get hyped on that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Jamie for the women's side,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
it's fulfilling to me, for me, to see wakeboarding being brought to a
yeah,
new
yeah,
level
yeah,
by especially your generation.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, Jules, dude, really enjoyed talking to you.
Yeah.
I love the graphic. I love your board. I'm so hyped you're riding Ronix, and just want to say cheers
Cheers,
and
man.
thanks for joining us.